What's up, BBN? Welcome in to Believe in Kentucky, part of the Believe Podcast Network. My name is Vinny Hardy. You're talking some football with a UKDB, all second team SEC according to the coaches. A lot more accolades and stuff we'll get to. We're talking about Lexington's own Ty Bryant. Man, Ty, welcome to the pod. How you doing,
Yes,
man?
sir. I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. And let's take a pause right quick because my guy Cole Park from the Cats Pause is popping in here on his way to watch the Cats and cover the Cats. So Cole, man, welcome in. Glad you're here, bro.
Yo, what's up, Cole?
How you doing, Ty? Happy to
I'm
be
good.
here. Give it a shot. You guys hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
sounding good, man. Sounding good. Appreciate you. On the way to Columbia to hop in here and talk a little football, man. Look, glad to have you.
Happy to be here. Hopefully it'll be a good one inside Colonial Life tonight. So I've been to South Carolina multiple times, but every time's been for the football side. So it'll be my first time going for basketball.
Okay. All right. Well, Ty, man, first thing I gotta do, and Cole jump in anytime. I gotta shout out Miss Terry. Gotta shout out Moms, man.
Absolutely.
Because she follows our little podcast on Twitter and was following for a minute. Way before we reached out to have you on, she was already following us. So I'm just honored to receive a follow from Moms. And she doing her thing with the Hits and Heels podcast. Football knowledge, insight, coaching. Just look, I ain't telling you nothing you don't know, but shout out to Moms.
Facts. Yeah, facts. She does a great job, phenomenal job. She works hard. Her and my dad both do. But I think, like, I was talking to someone about her the other day, and I just think, like, what she's doing, she's going above and beyond, and I'm proud of her, everything she's accomplished and everything she will accomplish. So, yeah, like you said, props to her.
Yeah. And I was a little thing when your dad was playing. I vaguely remember him, playing, and he was on the 84 team that beat Tennessee. And so him as a receiver, was he running routes on you in the backyard? Were you doing press man on him as a 10-year-old and all that?
Nah. So, like, growing up, I never really knew what position I wanted to play. Like, my dad, he came to Kentucky to be a DB. I think he said he spent his first year here as a DB, and then he got switched over to the other side due to depth reasons, and he kind of stayed over there. But, like, yeah, growing up, it was never like, like he just wanted me to be DB. It just happened to play out like that. And then by the time that happened, I was in high school, and he knew he wasn't coming out there in high school. So he kind of just sat on the porch and just watched me do my drills. So, yeah, he just guided me through my drills.
Hey, Cole, man, jump in. I don't want to be stepping on you. I know the time is a little bit off, but hop in, man, anytime.
So, Ty, you speaking about your parents, obviously both lovely people, raised a lovely person. But for your mom specifically, this offseason was a very interesting one for you and for the Kentucky football in general. Your mom was the one who delivered some pretty big news for you in terms of announcing that you were returning to Kentucky. What went into that for you, and her making that public and that going into that decision for you?
Well, I do want to say this. So I do want to say this, like, so Miss Terry, I love her, and we really don't do the step thing, but just to give, like, props to my real mom, like, she is my stepmom, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to put that out there on the floor, just, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, really just, like, we all just kind of had a conversation. My dad, Miss Terry, my mom, my stepdad, my brother was involved in the conversation, my sister as well. But we all kind of just had a conversation and kind of just wanted to, just lay out the pros and cons of, like, me staying, me leaving, you know what I mean? And I think it kind of just, like, I'm a big guy on faith, and I prayed about it. And there was some things that my agent had said to me, and he was like, we're going to rely on this. If this changes at all, then, you have your answer. And some things just stayed consistent. It did not change. So, in my mind, it just felt right just to come back here. But as far as the announcement, I remember it was the day after Christmas, I believe. And I went over there, just was kicking and stuff like that. And my dad had asked, did I care if they said something about it? And I was kind of just like, nah, I mean, eventually everybody's going to find out like one day. So, if y'all want to tweet something about it, I will. If y'all want to tweet something about it, you guys can. I wasn't planning on it at that moment, but they delivered the news for me. And then later my post came about a few weeks later.
Absolutely. And on that front, It was a wonderful Christmas present for a ton of fans out there who love you in Kentucky. I mean, what was that like for you seeing the reaction to that announcement? You know, people that were so happy to see you back in blue and white.
I mean, my family always told me it's gonna mean something, to the people around here. And you all know I'm from Lexington, so I got a lot of ties here. So they told me it's gonna mean a lot to people around here just to see that I'm coming back, and we're going to build something great with Coach Stein. But like, obviously, you search up your name on Twitter and you just start looking, and you see all like the good comments and stuff like that, and like people reacting. So it made me feel good inside, but at the same time, I know like I ain't really accomplished anything. So just continue just to grind forward.
Had you been through a coaching change before, or was this the first time this happened for you?
In my high school, so I had not been through a coaching change like that. My high school, going into my junior year, my head coach, Brian Landis, he's now the head coach at St. X High School in Louisville. He took a college coaching job, and then our OC ended up becoming the head coach. But I'd never been through a coaching change where it's like, almost everybody in the building, every coach in the building gets fired.
Yeah. So that's completely different.
Yeah,
I gotta
it was
be honest
definitely
with you,
different.
Ty, just keeping it honest. I told Jagger the same thing, but I got to be honest with you. I grew up in Richmond at Madison Central, and I will forever hate your school, Peter Douglas, for the beatdown they gave us at homecoming. I'll never forgive them for that beatdown we got on homecoming my sophomore year.
Are you talking about in 2018? What year are you talking about?
I graduated in 2021, so it would have been the year 2018. Yeah, we played you guys for our homecoming game. It was like 50-14 or something like that. We ended up going to. It was the year that you guys got upset by Scott County and right before the Final Four. But
yes,
didn't help us on homecoming.
It's okay if it makes you feel any better. A lot of teams got it that way, so it's all right. Y'all wasn't the only ones, trust me.
Cole, man, who scheduled that, man?
I guess our coach did. I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was there. I don't know what the thought process was, but if it makes you feel any better, the same Scott County team that beat you, we were all feeling good going to the Final Four. They dropped 50 in our heads too, so
really,
is what it is. Yeah.
I remember that day like it was yesterday, for real.
So, on that note, what are you expecting from Frederick Douglass this year? What the projection? How far you think they're going to postseason?
I don't know. I haven't been able to get up there to kind of see what type of guys they have. I know last year they had a young team. So if you have a young team one year, then one would assume the next year you all be really good. You know what I mean? They didn't have a lot of seniors last year. They said they were filled with juniors and sophomores. So those juniors and sophomores are now seniors and juniors. So I think they're going to be pretty good. If everyone like they have step up and play their key roles, I think they're going to be pretty good. Obviously, I want them to bring back another state championship. But I mean that I don't know. I'm gonna have to give you a prediction closer to the season.
That's fair.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to put you on the spot, but I know that you definitely wanting the best for them year in and year out. Y'all got the legacy there, man. Y'all, we had Jagger on here, and so now yourself and that Frederick Douglass pipeline, man. Y'all got it rolling over there.
We do. And it's props to Coach McPeak, Coach Poe, and all the other coaches over there, just getting the guys right, man. Getting the guys right. I feel like they helped me coming into college as well. I mean, obviously our schedule and what we do is a little bit different, and the fact that like we have better athletes than what any high school should have. But I believe that they do a phenomenal job of preparing us for the next level.
For sure. Going back to the first coaching change, how it is still early, but how is the buy-in going? And that's the thing. And how you guys, adjusting with that?
I feel like we're adjusting pretty good. I mean, obviously with a lot of new guys coming in, it's hard to learn everybody's name and learn about everyone. But I feel like Coach Stein's done a really great job of on Wednesday evenings, we have meetings called Get Real. And it's kind of just like where you learn your brother a little bit more. And but I think we've had two or three. The past two or three has kind of just been team meeting settings. But I think on this Wednesday, and until really after spring ball, we'll be going into like small groups. So you're gonna be paired up with just everybody, not just DBs, but like O linemen and coach on the offensive side of the ball and young guys and just get to learn everybody because he a firm believer of what I'm a firm believer in. Like if you know somebody, you know how to lead them and you're gonna fight harder for them at the end of the day. So.
You talked about a little bit, with you never really been a part of like a full staff change. And with this new staff coming in with Stein, his staff, obviously you got to get to know Stein, but there's also all new coaches, and Stein's a big believer in having a lot of coaches, a lot of assistants, a lot of position guys. How have you kind of adjusted, and how are you liking some of those other position coaches, new defensive coordinator, even below Stein?
I think with the coaches, I think it's cool just, being able to walk around and I don't know everyone's name yet. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because I mean it's a lot of guys. You know what I mean? A lot more guys around the building than it was in my previous 3 years here. But it's cool though. Just seeing like because everyone's so hands on and so on deck. So it's not like you have a coach here, but he ain't really doing nothing. Nah, he's grinding just like you. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that you're good. And when Saturdays come, to make sure that we put wins in the win column. So I think that's really cool. And eventually, when I continue just to get to learn them and get to know them, have a bond with them. Because I'm a firm, like, I like to just, like, I like to have a bond with everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? It could be my teammates. It could be all the way from the head coach to the people who, sweep the floor. Like our custodians, I say what's up to them every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, everyone at the end of the day has a role in our success. So, and in my success personally. So, I mean, I thank everybody, if they do a service for me, and I just want to have a relationship with everyone. But, I feel like it's pretty cool, and I can't wait to, get to learn some of the guys on the offensive side of the ball, and when it comes to the coaching staff, and build a relationship with them.
You mentioned, older guys, young guys. Freddie Douglas had a young team last year, and the older you get, you mentioned your previous 3 years, so now you're in your fourth year. So you're a veteran guy on the team. New guys, new coaching staff, new everything. Your position on the team, is it old head status now? Is it unk status for you?
For me,
yeah.
I'm big bro. I'm always big bro.
Okay.
My niece and my nephew, my niece is 13, my nephew's 8. And it's more my niece, but like obviously, I'm uncle to them, but when they came in my life, I was 8 years old. So we've never had like that real deal uncle, niece, nephew type vibe. It's always been brother and sister. And I be trying to tell them too, like they be like, you unc. Nah, I'm big bro, all right? I'm big bro.
Now on the team, is it still big bro?
Yeah, it's big bro.
Okay.
It's big bro to them too. Yeah, don't get it twisted. It's definitely big bro to them. Okay. For sure.
All right, ain't no old head unk with you.
Nah,
right?
Nah. They try to say that. They be like one of the safeties the other day. He was like, your old self, da da da. I'm like, oh, you crazy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm, haven't even touched my prime yet. But yeah, it's definitely big bro.
Okay, you had to check him on that old stuff.
Absolutely. we ain't doing none of that. I told him.
With that though, not unk, but big bro. Do you feel, as you've kind of grown up and gotten older and become more of a veteran in this program, do you feel that sense of, being a stronger leader and kind of being the guy that some of these other guys are looking to for advice and how to be in the program? I mean, obviously I know it's gonna be a little bit different with a new coach and all that, but this place, a lot of these people. Like, have you seen yourself kind of step into more of that leadership role?
Absolutely. I think when I came in, obviously I've always, like, in my entire life in my mind, wore a leadership hat. But obviously, like, when you come in as a young freshman, you kind of just get in where you fit in, and you kind of just try to just observe and take notes of things that are happening around you. And I think that I had a great leader to look up to in Zion Childress. And he was a very great leader in my mind. He was very vocal, very hands-on, and he sacrificed a lot of time for me. Like, I remember he was like, if you ever need help, I don't care if I'm at the crib, like, just call me with the playbook and I'll come up here and just help you. I took advantage of that, when the coaches couldn't do it, or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I took advantage of that. And, it's really for me just pouring back into them young guys. Because at the end of the day, one day I'm going to be gone. They're going to be in my shoes, and they're going to have to do the exact same thing I'm doing for them with younger guys. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's really just passing the tradition on. And like you said, I know a lot of people around here. So it's just like helping them. If they need something, if they ask me for advice, most of the time people only like ask me for like, good food spots around here. So I kind of give them advice on what I feel is good around here. So, but yeah, if they need anything around Lexington, then, they can always ask me and I'll point the finger in what direction they need to go in.
But now
What's
we
your
gotta know
go-to
what are the
spots?
good what are the good food spots?
For me, is Drake's. I love Drake's, and I
Mm.
don't have it often. But Ramsey's with my dad. I love it. I
Mm.
absolutely love it. It's either Ramsey's or Rafferty's. I forgot which one it is, but yeah, it's one of those two. But it's fire.
Rafferty's got the good sandwiches and the good and it's been around a long time, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I'll be the one.
Whichever one's
Yeah,
on like Sir Barton over there, kind of by Polo Club, Hamburg area. Both
I
of them
think
might
it
be
is
over there,
Rafferty.
but I'm forgetting which one it was. But yeah, them is my two go-to spots for sure. If like I want to eat down, like if I want to sit down and eat.
Cole and I talk food. We work food into each episode, and he's like this aspiring Michelin star chef. He does all these exotic dishes he cooks. So I mean, you know,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. See, I can't cook. I wish I could, but I'm taking some lessons just so I can, one day be able to chef some stuff up.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
man. So
I love it. I started doing that one summer, and when I was still a student journalist there. In the
Hmm.
summer wasn't much to do. I started just kind of doing that a ton, and I love kind of cooking all kinds of things. The girlfriend loves it too, so it
Nice,
works out in my favor
nice.
there.
Hmm.
and you said as far as the install, it's still early. Phase one going to phase two, but as far as the workouts, y'all already way on ramped up with the new staff changes, new everything. How do you see yourself in this new defense, your role in this new defensive system? How do you, as far as how you be used? Not trying to give too much away, but how do you see differences in the way you'll be playing this year?
I don't think there's really too many differences. I mean, at the end of the day, um, one of my teammates said this today. The terminology is way different, but like you can only skin a cat a few ways. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, ball is ball. So I mean, I learn my assignment. I line up. I play fast, and I feel like what I'm able to do is kind of similar to what I was able to do last year. So I feel like they're utilizing my strengths, and I just hope what I'm saying that continues, and I have a very successful season.
For sure. Now, last year, 76 tackles, led the team in tackles from the DB spot. Are you hoping that you don't have to lead the team in tackles this year, or if it is what it is? How you feel?
Me personally, I always want to, lead the team in tackles, interceptions, TBUs, everything. Me personally, but I mean, at the end of the day, I understand how the game is supposed to be played, and if that does not happen, then I understand that the people in front of me are doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're counting on. I feel like we got a lot of guys that can step into them roles and do phenomenal jobs for us this year. So I mean, like Coach White used to say it the best. Like everybody has tread on their tires, like when it comes to your playing career and stuff like that. So if they're able just to help me with the longevity standpoint and I still get mine and, they balling up there, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be weird seeing Coach White on the Florida sidelines?
It will be. It will be. But ain't nothing but love for him, man. He taught me so much ball and he just taught me things as a man and stuff like that. Like when I used to go up there to his office and just, just talk with him just like beyond ball. So ain't nothing but love for him. It's definitely gonna be weird seeing him, call the plays to stop my team. But yeah, man, I mean, we'll dap up and stuff like that after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looking back at last season, I mean, I don't want to bring up, bad memories. You're looking forward to an exciting new season, but it had to have been difficult. It felt like there were so many of those games that didn't quite go your guys' way. It felt like just one or two things could have been different. Like everyone could see you guys were a talented team, that their pieces were there, and that you guys were better than the record suggested. I mean, how do you kind of grapple with that mentally, kind of dealing with, we know we're better than people are saying we are, but the wins just aren't there to prove.
You talking about like from last year's standpoint?
Yeah.
I think we kind of just developed a mindset, just keep showing back up. Just keep showing up, just keep playing, keep hustling, keep doing everything we're supposed to be doing. Obviously, if something's not working, you got to change something. And we try to figure out throughout the year, what should we change? Some things worked, some things didn't. Some things that worked previously didn't in the next week. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, we just kind of just had that just keep showing up mindset. No one enjoyed losing. And you kind of felt the energy when we was losing in October, like just go down. And then we started winning again. Everybody was perked up. And then obviously we know how the end of the season went. But yeah, just keep showing up. And I think the big thing with this year is we're just talking about finishing. I think like that's probably one of the biggest differences that this year that we didn't have last year.
mentioned that you led the team in tackles, and you said you don't care what it is that you have to do. If the guys in front of you take some of that load, fine. Whether it's PBUs, tackles, picks. So, what do you like the best? The tackle, the PBU, or pick? If you got to pick, as far
Oh
as being a
no,
playmaker.
I want the ball in my hands. I want the ball in my hands. My dad told me all the time. He said tackles is cool, PBUs is cool, but picks get your name in the newspaper. So I want the ball in my hands all the time. And yeah, I think that was special last year. The fact that I could have led the team in tackles and picks, because I mean, best of both worlds. And obviously, if it's up to me, then like I want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like no selfish stuff, but I want to do it again. But yeah, I definitely want them picks for sure.
So do it again within the confines of doing your job and not hanging somebody else out to dry because you're trying to do too much.
Absolutely, yes, sir. I mean, you don't like something I've learned, especially last year going into like camp and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I have 10 other guys out here with me. I don't have to be the hero. You know what I mean? Like, hero ball can only take you so far. Like, yeah, is you gonna gamble and make some plays? Yes, but you're probably gonna miss some more plays than you make when you try to play hero ball. You know what I'm saying? We all have gaps. Just be in your gap and don't try to do too much, because as soon as you get out your gap and try to go and make someone else's tackle, the running back puts his foot in the ground and comes back into your gap. So it's like, dang, if I would just stay right there, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he would have came back to me and tackled. So I mean, just doing my job, like you said, and just not trying to, get too high or get too low. Just staying consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
When you look at football, kind of along that line of what you're talking about, like doing your job and not trying to do somebody else's. Obviously, you have to rely on your teammates to do that same thing. You got to rely on your teammates to trust you in the same way to be where they need to be. For Stein and this new coaching staff, what has kind of been their strategy on blending so many of you guys together? Obviously there's a lot of guys coming in, a lot of guys that are returning, but what has been kind of the leadership and the team mentality based kind of coaching that you've seen so far?
I think the team mentality, like I said before, is finished, and that's coming really from the weight staff. I think the biggest difference this year than last year is like, you could be in group one. We could have 3 groups growing up for stretch lines. You could be in group one. If somebody in the third group doesn't finish, they could be the last person in the third group doesn't finish. Everybody, every single person, not only in that line, but groups 1, 2, and 3 are going back to where you came from on the job, and we're starting it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest mentality. And when it comes to like blending each other in, I think the Get Real sessions are going to be real helpful for us. Just understanding and just learning your brother. And, 2 weeks ago, me and Willie from a Get Real session actually shared some things about ourselves where it's like, oh, snap. Like, I've been knowing you since I was in high school, and I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the case with you. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with me. So I think the Get Real sessions are going to be real helpful. We do have some little acronyms for the team. So I think those are also going to come into play when it comes to like the connection piece, the attitude piece, and you know what I'm saying, the toughness and stuff like that. So yeah.
I know a lot of fans have favorite plays, memorable plays when they think about you and watching, but what is your favorite plays or most memorable plays personally that you've made yourself?
You talking about my career?
Yeah, they might be
Like
different than what fans might think of. Oh, I watched Ty do this. That's my favorite. But you might have a totally different play that means more to you or that you're more proud of than what fans have.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 2. So I think the first pick in the Ole Miss game, for me, that was probably one of my favorite plays. For the simple fact that you drill stuff so much, and it's funny though because like obviously you do it a lot during practice, and you get to the game and you do it, but it might never play out how you did it in practice. You know what I'm saying? And for us to just take so many of those reps and then it actually like paid off, I was like, oh yes, like like that was really one of those times where it's like the hard work pays off. You know what I'm saying? Hard work pays off in my mind. Another one though is probably now 2 years ago, 2024 season against Georgia when I had that TFL when they were close to the goal line. That was another big play, memorable play for me.
There you go. So, yeah. It's always like seeing what the dudes are proud of. It could be different from fans. I like that, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure. we got a spring game this year, and it's been a
Mhm.
little minute since we kind of had one. So, have you heard some ideas of what it's going to be like, how it's going to be presented? Are you looking forward to actually having a more real spring game this year?
I don't know if I'm being completely honest. I haven't heard anything on how it's going to operate. We've been kind of taking things one day at a time, just learning installs and stuff like that. So we can just really just go compete in each and every practice that we have. We get 15 spring practices, so just going competing in those. That's what I'm looking forward to. But no, I haven't really heard of anything of how the spring game is going to look and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I'm excited just to have a traditional spring game. Like you said, my 4 years here, we haven't. I think the closest thing we ever had to like a real deal spring game was probably my freshman year, but it wasn't like, in the stadium, because that was when the stadium was getting redone. And, it's just, it's just different, when you're actually having like a real deal game and we're split up between like the blue and white team. So, I mean, that'll be fun, interesting to see as well.
Yeah. And you did your thing in high school. You went both ways, right? Like
Yes, sir.
So I like to ask people that do, go both ways. If say it's in the hole, out in space, wherever you want to do, is 4th and 2,
Mm-hmm.
gotta have it. Ty Bryant, the offensive player, has the ball. Ty Bryant, the DB, is coming up to make the tackle. Who makes the play? You juking yourself? You sticking yourself? You getting the first down or you not? How's that gonna play out?
I would like to. That's a great question, honestly. I would like to say Ty Bryant, the DB, he's making the play, the big time play. But Ty Bryant, the running back, he ain't gonna go down without no fight. So I mean, we definitely gonna stalemate, and we're gonna see whoever wants it more.
It's your will against your will,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
that's the and your wiggle against your power, whatever you want to do, your spin move, you want to hurdle, you want to go high, you want to go, all these things in play, and it's you against you. That's so.
Yeah, I think Ty Bryant, the DB, he gonna come up with that one.
Ooh, yeah. It's always interesting to hear guys say, what they come up with, man, because you know your will. You you don't want to lose on either side, and
absolutely,
and it's you against you. Something got to give. So the DB's gonna win out.
For sure.
Okay,
sure.
So it's gonna be turnover on downs because Ty Bryant, the DB, is gonna make the stop.
And then my offense is gonna come back onto the field, and even though I just stopped Ty Bryant's gonna get the ball again. So
Absolutely. Oh, well, man, we're looking forward to seeing how the transition progresses. You continue to get acclimated. The workouts go well. The installs go well. Spring game goes well. Spring ball, fall camp, all that. Looking forward to seeing you back out there this fall, and
yes,
wishing
sir.
you all the best, man. And can't thank you enough for hopping on here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for real. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, Ty.
Yes, sir. Yeah, have a nice night.
You too. Yes, appreciate you. Ty Bryant jumping on here. Cole, appreciate you, man. En route to Gamecock Country, Colonial Life Arena. So
22 minutes left, Vinny. 22 minutes.
Hey, safe travels, man, and appreciate you jumping in.
Gotta have it on the record, though. I'm not driving. I am not driving. I'm a passenger in the car. I thought about that like midway through the episode. I was like, wait a second, does it look like I'm driving right now doing this episode? Because I'm staring at the screen like I'm not driving.
Safe podcasting the whole way. Good stuff.
Safe podcast.
Well, everybody check this episode out. Go to Believe.com, BLEAV, YouTube, Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Click the link tree. We got all of our platforms there. Subscribe, write us a little comment, leave a little 5-star. We appreciate all that good stuff. And this episode with Ty Bryant will be up. Next episode, Cole and I will be talking about what happens with the Cats and a little more basketball and all the sports. But Cole, enjoy the game. Pull them through for us, and we'll do this again on the upcoming episodes of Believe in Kentucky.
Absolutely. I'll be heading down there, hopefully see a good game against South Carolina, coached by a Mark Pope that is $25,000 lighter.
Absolutely. We have to talk about that in the upcoming episodes too. But for now, we'll jump off of here. Everybody stay safe. Go Cats. Appreciate y'all taking the time to watch and listen and check us out. on the regular. This is Believe in Kentucky on the Believe Network. We'll see y'all next time.